good afternoon, and welcome, my dear friends. We will talk you about the solids of revolution.
But first, we need to know what is a solid of revolution.
Well, it's a solid body obtained from the rotation of a figure on a flat surface.
Basically, everybody that counts with axial symmetry is a solid of revolution.
But what is axial symmetry?
Well, it's when the points of a figure match with the points of another figure. When it's taken as a line, as a reference, that is known as axis of symmetry.
Now that we know a little of revolution,
let's start talking about the cone.
Well, in geometry, the cone is a geometric body that is formed by a lateral surface that is curved and closed, that ends in a vertex and plane surface that forms its base.
To make you understand better this, we will explain all the parts of a cone and how it's formed step by step, since it's a simple triangle.
as a beginning, the cone is formed from a triangle. It has three sides, which two of them are legs, and those sides form the right angle and one of hypotenuse. That is the opposite side of the right angle that was formed thanks to the legs.
Later, the figure starts to spin and one of them transforms into the radio, that is the straight line. That connects the center of the circle with every part of the circumference, and the other leg transforms into the rotation edge. That is the straight line which the geometric figure can rotate.
Well, the hypotenuse transforms into the generatrix. That is a line that, because of its movement, forms a geometric figure.
Later, it continues spinning, and what it was the radius, it transforms into the base, that is the lower part of an object or a body. Generally, it serves as a support. The edge transforms into the height of the distance of the vertex to the plane of the base. But what is the vertex?
The vertex is the point that matches both sides of an angle or a polygon. In these cases, is the highest part of the cone.
But also, my friends, we need to add the guideline that in this figure is basically the outline of the base.
And that how the cone completes its formation.
Well, now that we know how the cone is formed,
we will show you how to get the volume of the cone.
To get the volume of the cone, it exists a formula that if you want to know it, you must understand what it means volume.
To start, the volume is a body that can be defined as the space that it is used. To measure the volume, it's necessary that you use cubic units, the ones that let us establish the quantity of the space that uses that body. The most known are the cubic millimeters and cubic meters, depending on the size we have.
the first we have to do is obtaining the measure of the radio. You can do it by obtaining the half of the diameter, that is the straight line that divides the circumference, but there are times in which they give you the radio.
Later you need to raise the radio to square for you to find the area of the circle, the base.
Before you need to find the height of the cone. Generally, most of the times it comes to measure.
Also, you have to know the volume of P, because we will need it to continue. But why P? Because P gives reference to the circumference of the circle, the base.
We almost finished.
Later you have to multiply the area of the base by the height of the cone by P.
This is the last step. The result you got of the multiplication, you have to divide it by 3 because equals 1/3 of volume of a cylinder of equal base and the same height.
Always remember this simple procediment, for you do not have problems at the moment of getting the volume of the cone. Once you learn this secret, you will not have any problem.
Well, now that we know how to get the volume, there's something else in the cone. In the cone also exist the ones that are called crops.
Okay, to begin with, a cone has 4 crops. The first one and the most known is the circumference. For having a circumference, the cone needs to be perpendicular to the axis of the cone, that do not pass to the vertex.
Then we have the ellipse. That is when we cut the cone in oblique plane, in the way that it cuts all the generatrix of one branch of the cone and doesn't pass to the vertex. It could be said that it's like inclined cut in the cone.
And there is also the parabol. That is when the cone is located in a parallel plane and only one generatrix that do not pass to the vertex.
And finally, but not less important, we have the hyperbola, the one that the function is cut the cone with a plane parallel to the axis of the cone that do not pass to the vertex.
Okay, my friend, that has been all for today. We expect that it must help you, and like that, when they put you an exercise or problem, you can solve it without issues.
And if they ask you the parts of the cone, you must perfectly know it.
See you soon!